What a fucking shot that was. Welcome back, everybody. There's my spawn death. I've just got him in the game, but you know, for some reason I seem to die before I get to do anything. I don't know what all that is about, but anyway. So, doing my settings, I've got the Mk11 Mod 0 out, which is basically an SR25 with the Navy SEALs designation, because it's got a suppressor and a different butt stock and what have you. I'm putting that on, so I've got a bit of camouflage. I buy myself a hatchback. Now, this is quite important. I'm checking the player list, because I know where everybody's going to be on the Corey. I mean, so do you probably. They're going to all be in the southwest corner, which is this group of buildings. Look. Oh, there's someone there. I don't know whether I hit him. I think I might have done. But basically, those players camp this corner, and they're all going to be armed to the teeth with rockets, rifle nades, and the heaviest armour, as you're going to see. There's one in there. Yeah, I probably did hit him with the first volley earlier. But there's a lot of people here. There always is. If you get a weak blue 14. And I have got a weak blue 14, as we're going to see. That's how one guy can make a bit of a difference. Fucking revived. Yeah, look, now I'm in trouble. Then he's gonna get fucking revived as well. Fuck me, there's a lot of them here. He's already been revived, I think. He's been hit again. Don't know how that didn't kill him. So many of them here. How many shots did I fucking put? Well, we're going to watch that again, because this is the mystery of the Mk11 Mod 0 missing bullets. Okay, now I think I should have hit him twice there, and this guy's already been damaged and revived, so one hit would have killed him. But I've got a bit of a theory. I think the Mk11 Mod 0, the first 2 bullets in every magazine are blanks. I know you don't believe me, but I'll show you a little bit later. And you'll listen to some weird music again when you know it's going to happen. Anyway, as you see, I came back and got shot from fucking miles away. And then I didn't spot that guy leaning around the corner. So that isn't all very good. I was driving back, I was watching the kill feed, I know he got killed. So this isn't me being super brave. I mean, I was going to rush him anyway, but I come up and I snag his gear, which is quite handy. So I nick his helmet and his rockets. Now as you can see, what I'm trying to do is sort of push a bit further down the map, because our team's, you know, deep in the town. All these guys have finally been cleared out, and I'm quite irritated by that. Again, you know, it's just either I'm just not hitting people, or I suspect it just hasn't really got the knockdown power that you'd want. This is important with these rockets. Use these optics. For some reason the iron sights are really badly calibrated. You've got to use the optics if you want to fire those rockets, the thermobarics, any distance. I mean, you rocket guys will know that. I don't use the RPGs very much, so I didn't realise that, but I did a bit of testing, and you've got to use those optics. So as you can see, I'm now pushing a bit further down. I'm going to try and cover the coast. What a fucking shot that was. Only it didn't hit the running guy. It hit the guy kneeling on the corner in the fucking head. That was quite nice. That gave me like a bit of hope. But for every good shot that you have, or every heroic shot, you're going to have about 10 what the fuck shots. Or about 20, as you're going to see in the next minute or so. This is quite an important house to control, because look, it gives you quite a long view down there, and it's like a staging point for the team to sort of push up. But I can't understand what's going on with this. As you can see, I'm now messing with my settings, and I'm turning the effects up a little bit so that I can see the bullet registration, where they're landing, thinking, okay, well, I've got my field of view different than normal, and you know, I've got to work out what's going on, where the bullets are landing. I'm getting confused because I was pretty certain where to aim with this sight, but I just can't work it out. And unfortunately this costs me a little bit later, as we'll see, because I now put it up to high particles, and as you'll see a little bit later, that causes me to die. And it doesn't really help me here, because I still can't really work out where the rounds are landing. There just isn't enough dust or kick up, or I can't see it with this optic. And again, I know some of you say, oh, why are you using that optic? Why aren't you using one of the scopes? Because they're shit, basically. And what I find, there it goes, finally got one of them, is I just need the reflex sight too often. I don't want to be trying to run around with a sort of machine pistol or what have you to deal with people close in, because those aren't very good. You might think they are. They're quite good if someone's standing still and not looking at you, but they're pretty useless in a gunfight. But as you can see, you know, this is sort of like frustrating stuff. Just not really downing people. Also, I'm not quite sure why the scope is like that when I'm leaning. Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason for it that they could explain away. Maybe it's just not doable, but I don't understand why the scope isn't at an angle. I think he did quite well to spot me, to be honest, don't you? I don't know what optic he's got down there, but fuck knows how they spotted me. I thought I was quite well hidden there, but obviously I wasn't. As you can see, he wanted another go at it, didn't he? So I seem to be holding this side down. No one's sort of got across this, small gap, or, made the effort to get across. But it sounds like they're a bit closer now. I'm gonna have a look out that window. Yeah, I can't explain where the rounds are going and what's going on. But there you go. That's one example of why you need the reflex sight. And here's another. You see, if I'd been fanning around with a bloody machine pistol, neither of those guys would be dead, and I would be. So I'm still managing to hold this side down, but they are communicating. Just as I spot that guy, the fucking wall disappears. And now the particles come into play. And, I'm a bit limited in where I can move to. And of course, the longer that I'm here and they haven't seen me run out, then I'm pinning them. And that's hopefully buying me some time for my guys. To spot them when they're firing at me, to cover. But that's obviously too much to ask. And this is where the particles fuck me up. I mean, okay, I killed him, but I didn't see him. If you watch very closely, look at the reflex sight. See that shadow? But of course I couldn't see that at the time because I wasn't that zoomed in. Anyway, so I held it down for a little while. Now I thought, okay, I'm going to change things up. So I've come down the sort of northwestern side. There's a bit of smoke and shooting going on over here. I'm not quite sure what's happening, so I'm just going to check it out. And like a monster out of the smoke comes that guy, one of the campers. So now I've moved down to this little location here. I'm thinking, okay, well I've covered that side, maybe I can cover this side. I pick people off if I see them in the construction yards. Sometimes people use that house. Oh, there's a guy there. I finally get him. So yeah, it gets a bit leery, but the nades finally stop. And I think we'll work out a little bit later on what was going on there because of my position and where I can and can't be seen from. But yeah, no one really followed up on that. But that's quite a nice shot. And what you're going to see really now is I'm going to pull off some pretty good shots. You might say, oh, they're all pretty straightforward. Well, yeah, they are pretty straightforward, but you're going to see me do quite well in this position. And I'll pull quite a nice little score together. And of course, as you expect, I'm going to win the map. I mean, again, when this happens, my team isn't going to win the bloody map, is it? But against a lot of players getting good scores, I'm going to kill more people than anybody else. And as you'll have noticed, apart from the start when I was clearing out the campers, I'm in the AO the whole time. So I'm contributing to the team effort by being in the AO and by shooting lots and lots of people. Again, you see, this is just, you know, that's not that far away. People saying, oh yeah, DMR, you know, out to 800 metres. What a load of bollocks that is. You know, by the time this gets to sort of 600 or 700 metres, you know, it's like a gnat bite. But it certainly is with the armour that everybody seems to be wearing. These guys, what the fuck that is all about? You tell me. Is that lag switch central? Look at it. I can't fucking dodge and move like that. I'm not saying it's brilliant shooting, but you know, you try and fucking hit something that moves like that. That was a bit unfortunate. Finally. But you see, once they're damaged a bit, then, you know, one hit takes them down. No, don't fucking stand up. And no one seems to know where I am. I'm not taking sort of any fire, am I? Look. I keep reviving over there. But yeah, you know, if they're not damaged, then I've got to hit them twice, because I'm not going to hit them in the head. I'm certainly not going to hit them in the head with one of the optics. I don't know if you've seen the recoil in the scopes of those optics. That isn't going to work. That's quite nice. You know, I am trying to hit people in the head if I get the chance. I'm taking my time. You know, I am really making the effort. And it's not easy with this scope because of the different ranges, and you've got to roughly work out which aim point, whether I'm aiming at the tip of the chevron, putting the hat on the head, or aiming on the post. And I know all these sort of ranges for my setup at different distances, but as I say, it's not easy. Oh, look at this guy. You just got to be a bit patient. It's quite nice if you take your time. That's a nice. That's not a bad score. I'm not unhappy with that. Remember, I've died one less time than that, so you know, it's all right. I mean, no one else is fucking killing anyone, so yeah, it's not too bad under the circumstances. Again, you know, too many rounds. It just takes so many to hit them. Then we've got this guy. I missed his face. So 31 for 5, not too bad. And I expect that it was Nix who shot me earlier with the rifle nades and a few rounds when I was exposed from that bush. So, you know, perhaps that's why he knew where to look. I mean, the movement was a bit fucking laggy, but I did miss his face. Anyway, after that, I decided to go and play on the American server with it. And as I was saying about reflex sights, okay, I'm a little bit closer in, but you're going to see that I need the reflex sight quite a lot this time. I mean, I was trying to find a decent spot for it. He was a bit eager. But I'd come here really to try and get headshots on guys in towers. Oh, they're low. Maybe not that low. But yeah, it wasn't really sort of working out. And the people just weren't going into the tower. So now I came over this side a little bit. And I pick up a few kills. These again, they're all pretty straightforward. There's nothing sort of amazing here. As you've noticed, when I get the chance, I'm sort of double tapping. But I only managed to pick up 5 kills. So now I've moved up to the factory. And that's why I'm up here. Now obviously if I had rockets or something, then you know this would be really easy and I'd pick up loads of kills, but I was, you know, trying to use it as a sort of DMR, but as I have explained, it's not a very lethal weapon, I don't think. Certainly not on the American server where there's a bit of extra lag. So I'm missing a few kills. I'm quite carefully positioned, believe it or not. Look, they've got to come right out there on the tower to spot me out here, which they don't do. Unfortunately, what's happened now, we've got another one coming in. These 2 idiots have pulled up behind me, and they're on the hill above me. Yeah, it's skylined. And they obviously want the kills. They're going to start firing rifle nades and all sorts of these guys. And I'm basically going to give my position away, which is why I'm running down. And I'm going to see if I can get down to the wall in a second. So the guys that are up on the hill, as you're going to see, are both now dead. And they forced me to come down here, which isn't really where I wanted to be with the DMR, is it? But, you know, it's a good spot, and at least I get to throw my hand grenades. There you go. Fucking idiots. So, I'm not here very long. And there you go, there's someone else who's got a DMR, but he's walking around with a pistol because he obviously hasn't got a reflex sight on it. So I'm just going to camp here really, because it's like non-stop traffic. And that's slightly mistimed. Again, if you didn't have this reflex sight, mopping up like this would be quite a bit more difficult. I mean, it's more difficult anyway because this bloody gun. But there you go, that's not bad, is it? And you probably ought to work out or hear about a few differences between this and the SVD, which you might or might not be aware of while we're waiting for the next chopper to come in. So, as far as flight time and what have you, the SVD flies a little bit quicker. The SVD does a little bit more damage, and the ammo that's in King of the Hill is AP ammo on the SVD, which basically means it goes through the doors of Humvees, as you've seen in one of my other videos, and also through people's armour a bit more easily. And the other thing is, the SVD, although it's only got 10 rounds, it also takes almost a second longer to reload than this. So, you know, there's advantages and disadvantages. I wish I'd nabbed the nades, but I probably would have got killed going out together. I have really put myself in the wrong position here. And I'm thinking, shit. There's too many to take on. Run. I probably should have stayed and fight. I think I'm going to get away. But they just catch me. There was too many. I needed the nades. And now we're back to the Mk11 Mod 0 missing bullets. Where the fucking hell did they go? I mean, okay, he shipped me up. I was looking for him, and I almost fucking walked in front of him. But look at this. 1, 2. What's all that about? Bit stupid, isn't it? There's a single shot on someone. Perhaps he crashed his car. And that was about it, really. That's all I had sort of time for in this map. Yeah, we won it quite convincingly. There just wasn't enough people to shoot at. I didn't really get to shoot at people in the towers. But we're finished on quite a nice shot, look. You can see, look, we've got 40 seconds. I'm quite a long way away. I don't want him to run and get away. I'm quite fatigued. I'm thinking, should I run a bit closer? I'm watching the time. We've got about 30 seconds. I must have fucking hit him in the head. Oh, how fucking great is that? Oh dear. Fucking hell. Oh, that was my last kill. But my advice is use the SVD. I think it's a bit better than the Mark 11 Mod 0. You'll have to make your own mind up. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave a like. Catch you next time.